name is Stella, and I'm giving this testimony from Streams of Joy, Maryland. Truly, what God cannot do does not exist. Pastor Jerry, pick a date, right? December 31st, 2023, during the crossover service, when you told us to pick a date, I picked a date again. This time I picked a date, June 30th, 2024, trusting and praying that God will settle me in my own marriage before the middle of the year runs out, before the first half. And God did it for me. Pastor Jerry, it got to a point I thought it wasn't going to happen, just like previous years, because by the end of March 2024, nothing was happening. I took my prayer list and I was about to change the date because I thought 3 months was too short a time. But when I took my prayer list, something just told me to leave the date as it is, because 1,000 years is like a day before God. Then April 8th, 2024, this man was introduced to me through mutual friends of ours. April 8th was the first time we communicated. I think a week after, he asked me if I were to be given the choice to pick a date for marriage, what date will I pick? I said, yeah, my NSPPD, I've already told God that I want him to settle me before the first half of the year is over. And so, Pastor Jerry, just like that, May 17th, 2024, this man came and proposed to me in the presence of my brethren. And like joke, Pastor Jerry, traditional wedding was done, civil wedding was done on June 29th, 2024. Pastor AJ of Streams of Joy, Maryland, gloriously wedded us as a husband and wife. So God did it for me earlier than expected. He didn't come too late. He came on time. He gave me a God-fearing man. I don't have a husband that has become a prayer point, but he has become a praise point in my family. We are also excited for what God has done. Truly, I have come back to say thank you to Elroy, the God that saw me, who sees me and showed me mercy and settled me in my own marriage. Just like I asked him, he did it for me earlier than expected. God is faithful. And to you, Pastor Jerry, I pray that the Lord will continue to strengthen you. May his oil on your head never run dry. Truly, what God cannot do does not exist. I have tasted it, and I'm testifying that there is nothing impossible for God. What God cannot do does not exist.
I'm here to testify of God's goodness, God's mercy and healing. On the 1st of July, I did a random test, and my liver, one of the enzymes, was very high. I think the range is supposed to be less than 38, 37, but mine was 87. So I said, okay, I'm going to give God the window of the week to see what he can do for me, which I believe he will do something. So in my head, I was thinking, okay, anything organ reversal, anything like that, I'm going to, that's me. On Wednesday, there is a lady here that testified that for multiple miracles, but towards the end of her miracle, she said that God reversed her liver issue, and she mentioned exactly what mine was, AST. She mentioned AST, and quickly I knew that was because my AST was 87, already high, so I grabbed that. But curiosity, since I'm in the altar, I became so curious that, God, please, let Papa mention liver issue. Let him just say that liver and I'm okay. Then 3rd, 4th, 5th, Papa kept declaring liver cancer, kidney issue, organs reversal, just everything organ, kidney and liver. I kept claiming, I knew it was me. But then I wasn't satisfied. I said, please God, let Papa mention the exact issue. I know I don't have liver cancer or liver whatever, but let that issue be mentioned. On the 5th of July, which was Friday, exactly 14 minutes, 18 seconds, Pastor mentioned abnormal liver enzymes. Let it be reversed.
Abnormal liver enzymes. If you are the one, put it on the live stream. I announce, let it be reversed.
And that was my case. That was exactly what I was looking for. So I was so uplifted. I even called the lab. I told him, look, I'm coming very early on Saturday to come and do this test, because I already knew it was done for me. So I came in, I did the test. Behold, from 87 to 28 points. I believed it, but I didn't expect to go down 28. And I remember Papa saying, no wait, no wait. And that has been my word. No wait, and whatever is born of God. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
I'm called Angela Imade from Cameroon. I want to testify about the goodness of God in my life. It was on October 2023. I feel a strange thing in my blood press. So I went to the hospital for further checkup. So they checked it. The doctor told me that it is a lump and I have to operate it. So I accepted. So the doctor operated it and gave me the specimen to go to another hospital for further checkup so that they can know the exact illness. So I did as the doctor instructed. So I went to the hospital and gave the specimen. They told me that in 2 weeks' time, let me come and collect my results. So in 2 weeks' time, I went for the results and gave me the results, and it came out that it is a cancer. This is a result. That shows that it is a cancer. This is a result. So I started crying. My friend in UK said I should not cry. She will lead me to one altar of fire in Nigeria. That everything will be okay. So every morning, she always sends me the link. I'm there praying seriously. Until the 19th of April, Pastor Jerry mentioned my case, that he has seen invasive ductal carcinoma.
Invasive ductal carcinoma, by the power that raised Jesus from the dead, I announce, let it be reversed.
I started shouting, that is my case, that is my case. So my friend told me that they have called my case. Let me go and do this, that everything has gone. I told her that let her wait, I will go when the time comes. So I felt a strong wind in me that I should go and do that test. So I went to do the scan test. When they are doing the test, I'm meditating in my heart. What God cannot do does not exist. The illusion they saw, they will not see it again. What they saw, they will not see it again. So they told me in 2 days' time, let me come and collect my results. In 2 days, I went for the results, and they gave me the results. This is the result. This is the result. And everything in here is negative. Everything here is negative. This is my evidence to show that I don't have anything in like cancer. Thank you, Pastor Jerry. I wanted to give God all the honor for healing me.
My name is Olubunmi. I'm calling from California. Last year, 2023, August, I went to the hospital for my physical. And after a week, I got a call from the doctor. And it said to me, hello, Olubunmi. I'm sorry to let you know that you have a autoimmune disease and lupus. It has no cure and all of that, and anything can happen. I'm like, this is terrible. I remembered that I belong to a prayer altar where God does miracles and so different names that Pastor Jerry called, and the Lord heals. So they refer me to a specialist hospital around October that same year, 2023. They did the blood work. They drew lots of blood from me. And precisely on Tuesday, October 2023, on the prayer altar, Pastor Jerry Eze said, lupus.
He is taking away lupus. He's taking away lupus. He's taking away lupus.
Immediately, I grabbed it and I knew that was my testimony, and I settled with it, and I wrote it down. I cannot have lupus. I rejected it, and then come 16th, the same month, I went back. They called me at the hospital that my result is now available. I went back to the hospital and the doctor checked me. He looked at me. He asked me questions. He checked me. He looked at me, and he said, there is no trace of all of this. After I even said that, he went in to call his supervisor, that is his boss. He went to call called the rheumatologist, which is his own boss. And he said, because he's confused from the report they gave to me and the blood work they did, and they looked at it, and then the doctor, the overall boss came and he looked at it and he checked me, and then he said exactly this to me. He said, who told you that you have this evil disease? And in my mind I said, really? A medical doctor could say something about a disease is evil? And I said, wow. And he said, Madam, you do not have any of this evil disease. There is nothing like that on you. Pastor Jerry, we bless you. We thank God for you and the crew who keeps coming out every single day, who keeps coming out consistently, persistently. And that is what is giving us here courage. That is what is giving us here the hope that God is in the business of healing and transforming life. Thank you, Pastor Jerry. Thank you. For we know that God is on this altar, and on this altar will remain. What God cannot do does not exist. Amen.
My name is Chidima. At some point last year, I started having these weird dreams. I have dreams where in the dream my husband would do bad things to me. I'll be blatant, and that's not my husband's character in real life, right? And it was so weird to me. At some point, sometimes when you're a spiritual person, you begin to think, oh, maybe God is trying to tell you something. And as a result of that, I started acting out. In the past, since it even got more frequent as this year started. In the past few months, I will have the dream, and then since we got married, we're 11 years married this year. These last few months, we've had the most fights since we got married. I was looking for things, being suspicious over nothing. And when I tell my husband, like, what are you talking about? God forbid. But it still didn't change anything. Sometimes when I wake up, I will physically hiss. I'll look at him, I'll be like, what nonsense we here? So on this particular morning, I'd had a dream, and I woke up and I was going to take my children to school. In fact, he asked me a question, I answered him one kind already. He was like, what is it? I told him I beg, and I took the children to school. On the way to school, I was just thinking, what is this? Why do I keep having these dreams, And I'm like, oh, maybe there's a reason. Maybe he's lying. Maybe he's not telling me the truth. Maybe there's something. My brothers and sisters, usually I play NSPPD in the car with the kids when I'm driving them to school. And to be honest, I wasn't paying as much attention because the dream was bothering me. And then the next thing I heard, there's someone here that you dream that your loved one is hurting you. You dream that your loved one is hurting you. It's not your loved one, no. It's not your loved one. It's a familiar spirit.
Who is using the face of your loved one to hurt you in your dream? You are beginning to hate your loved one because of the dream you are having. Because of the dream you are having. You stood up this morning and you were wondering what is going on. Is it true that my loved one is an evil person? The Lord said no. He's a familiar spirit. He's an attack projected for you to know that this is the word of the Lord. It will not happen again.
My brothers and sisters, first of all, I was so shocked. He just told me, how Pastor Jerry would say, Elroy, the God that sees you. I'm always like, God, show me you see me. God, show me you see me. And when I heard that word, I was like, God really sees me. I said, wait, where did I hear? I rewound it, to make sure I heard what I heard. And it was my word. And I'm like, God, it was like something washed over me. It was like something I just needed to hear. I felt better. My brothers and my sisters, I've not had such a dream since that day. It's peace all through my home forever. Pastor Jerry, I'm so thankful. God bless you.
NSPPD, celebrate our God. Celebrate a royal. 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 Somebody give the Lord a loud shout.